Welcome. I'm Tricia Markovitz, and I'm so glad you showed up today for you. It's a precarious time right now, COVID-19, and it's shelter in place. And there's a lot of anxiety and fear floating around, and definitely uncertainty. So today we're going to go in and create stillness and quiet to calm ourselves. And all of the poses are going to be helping you to boost your immune system and really expand our lungs. It's the best thing we can do right now. And some of the poses are also going to be for digestion, because I think some of us are having some improper digestion issues. I myself have been eating more and different things. So when we start, I'm just going to ask you, if you don't have it with you, to get blocks or a stack of books and a strap or a scarf or a belt, and a pillow. And if you have a bolster or a thick pillow, grab those things now. And I am going to ask that we start lying down and just getting into breath. If you're uncomfortable lying down, then you'll be sitting, of course. So if you have 2 blocks or you have a stack of tall books, you'll be placing them like this. And then if you have a pillow, this is just for my bed because most of you won't have bolsters. You'll be placing this so, not too far over because you want stability. And then you're going to place your bottom on the mat and then lie back, and it should feel yummy. It should feel so supportive. It will really help you to let go and breathe. So make sure your heart space, and if you don't have all of this, that's fine, just lie back, but really focus on opening up your heart space, your lung area, and go to your breath. Taking a full deep inhalation in and let it out. And when you let it out, relax your shoulders, let go, soften your eyes. And when you breathe in next time, fill up your lungs. Your lungs are encased inside your rib cages. Your rib cages, the lungs are huge. So upper lungs all the way to your lower lungs, just breathe into your lungs. So you're expanding them and making them strong and healthy. We're really going to pump our lungs with vitality through our breath this morning. So please continue following your breath, following it in, following it out, and with your exhalations, soften whatever needs to be softened. If you're holding tension in your neck, relax your neck. If you're holding it in your shoulders, relax your shoulders. But use your breath to let go and release completely, letting any tension that's stored in your body, letting it go. Keep following your breath, filling up your lungs, releasing any tension. Just want to share this quote from Maya Angelou. She says, "Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Invite one to stay." Invite one to stay. So we're here today, and I know I'm inviting hope, I'm inviting love and calmness, and letting that pervade. Keep following your breath, softening whatever area in your body needs softening. Release that area on the exhale. And when you inhale, filling up your lung space, particularly, breathe in lightness. Breathe in love for yourself, compassion. And exhale out any tension, any tightness. So we're going to focus on our breath during this class. to really boost up your lungs and your immune system. Breathing is everything, especially right now. So on your next exhale, just very mindfully remove the props, the pillows, the blocks, and get back on your backside. So now breathe into your backside, hands by your side, and adjust whatever you need to, and really have your outer shoulders be into the mat. And if your chin is way up, please put a pillow or a rolled blanket underneath your neck. So you want to lengthen your neck, and you want it to feel supported. If you need extra support, do so. Just take a big breath in, breathing into your backside, and letting it go. On your next inhale, you'll inhale your arms over your head, separating your fingers, and have your palms face each other, and then put your feet together, flex your feet. Inhale, length all the way through your fingertips. Exhale, pushing through your heels. Inhale, engaging your triceps. Exhale, engage your glutes, pressing your femurs down. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, reach through your fingernails. Inhale, flex your feet, push through your heels, reach through your fingernails. Exhale, point your toes, lengthen your whole body. Inhale and bring your arms slowly down by your side and breathe. And I have a breath chime. It sounds like this. And it's just to remind you to breathe and to have your exhale be longer than the inhale. When we have the exhale a little bit longer, there's deeper healing that will occur. Inhale for maybe a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6. And then bring your knees up for bridge position, so your knees are over your ankles, your knees and feet are hip width apart, not too wide. And again, make sure your shoulders are away from your ears and really press your outer shoulders into the mat, palms by your side. And then inhale your hips up. And if you want to, you can clasp your hands underneath your buttocks, either way, and then raise your right leg. And what we're going to do is just touch down. You can also bend your knee and touch your foot down. And we're going to do 5 to 10 of these on a side. Keep your hips high as you touch down, feeling the strength in your glutes and your lower body. And then bring that foot to the mat. Bring your hips higher. Lift your heels if it's available. On your next exhale, slowly roll your spine down, your buttocks down, your heels down. Adjust your back, adjust your neck, and breathe. Full inhalation, full exhalation. And then one more time, inhaling the hips up, up, up. Make sure your outer shoulders are pressed into the mat. And we're doing this because this is really great for the thymus. The thymus is right here on your chest. Some people tap it to stimulate the T cells. You generate T cells right now, which is your white blood cells fighting infection and inflammation. So now lift the leg up, just tap it down. You can have your leg straight, knee bent, whatever feels good. Keep the hips up. And just tap the foot, whatever number you did on the other side. 5, 8, 10. Try to do about the same number. And then bring that foot down, lifting the hips more, lifting your heels if you feel like it. And just imagine right now, the thymus is being so stimulated to create those T cells, white blood cells, fighting off any infection or inflammation. Feel the strength in your lower body and feel the healing going on. And if you soften your throat and your tongue, this whole area, then your thyroid also gets nourished, as well as those upper lungs. On your next exhale, slowly roll your spine down, your buttocks down, your heels down. Adjust your back, adjust your neck, and breathe in for 4, out for 6. Keep your breath full and steady. Nice. And now you're going to raise your right leg up and externally rotate your toes, and then place that flex foot on your left thigh. And then you'll lift your left foot and grab behind the knee or in front. And if you can't reach it, then use a strap or a belt and keep that right foot flexed. You can flex both feet if you want. But let this release go. A lot of us have been sitting, maybe at the computer or watching TV. So let this release happen on this side. Use your breath. And then you're going to keep your legs right where they are, and then put your arms out to form a T. And then you're going to take that right foot and let it drop over to the left side, moving whatever needs to be moved. And then look out over your right shoulder. So now, breathe in, fill up your rib cages, and really let those digestive organs be massaged right now. Twists are very, very powerful, really great for detoxing and boosting your immune system. So your digestive organs are so happy right now. They're saying, thank you. Breathe it in, maybe perhaps reaching out with your right hand a little bit more, dropping that right shoulder. Seeing if you can release a little more on this side body using your breath. And then inhale the legs up, placing both feet on the mat, and just breathe here. Longer exhalation. And then when you're ready, raising the left leg externally, rotating, and then placing that flex foot on the right thigh, and then bringing that right thigh up towards you, flexing both feet. And notice how this side feels. Usually one's tighter than the other. If this one's tighter as mine is, I'm going to really use my breath. I just relax my abdominal muscles. I relax my jaw, just to help this side let go a little bit more. Soften your tongue. Soften the roof of your mouth. And then keep the legs just where they are and have the hands go out wide, forming a T. And then let that left foot find its way to the floor on the right as you look to the left, dropping both feet. And just notice how this side is. Is this side tighter? Does it need breath and a release in there? A softening somewhere. Really let the organs breathe here. Breathe in life. Let any toxins that have been stored up from improper digestion, let it work its way out. Breathe into that. And then inhale your knees up and just give them a big hug, rocking side to side. And then keep the knees up and have your arms come out wide. You might want to grab a pillow right now. You're probably going to need it for this next part. Just go ahead and put it under your head. So your knees are up, and you're going to take your bent knees over to the right, and your left hand is going to come up and over and place it right on top of your right palm. And if you look at your thighs, it's good to have your thighs parallel to your arms, and like not up too high or not down. If you can have them parallel, great. If not, it doesn't matter. But make sure your head is supported. And then you're going to take your top hand, your left hand, and face the thumb down. And you're going to inhale that thumb above your head. If it can stay to the ground, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. Just do what you can and bring it all the way around on the inhale, opening up the lung. And then exhale it, bringing it all the way back on top of that palm. And then thumb down, inhale, all the way up over your head, having your head follow, keeping the thumb down and exhaling it back. Do that 5 times. Use your breath to inhale up and over, really opening up the lung space. Use the exhale to come back. Let that opening happen. Let those lungs be nourished, and then just lie there for a couple of breaths. And then whenever you're ready, inhaling the knees up and just get centered again. Readjust your spine, whatever you need to do. Get the pillow ready. And then whenever you're ready and things are out of the way, those knees come up, hands out to your side. Just roll the knees over to the left and bring the right hand on top of the left. And then when you're ready, have the thumb face down and inhale all the way up and over and out. Feel that expansion, and then exhale that arm all the way over and back. Use your breath, inhaling all the way over and out. Exhale, keeping the thumb facing towards the floor. It's okay if it doesn't stay on the floor. Everybody's different. Every day is different. So let that release happen. We're internally rotated a lot during this lockdown time. So this is an external rotation, opening up, and then just have the palms just lie there, breathing, taking in the release. And then when you're ready, putting the pillow aside, and we're just gonna roll over on our tummies now. Get on your tummy. So we're gonna really expand our breathing capacity here, opening up the lungs. So you have a choice. You can do Bhujangasana Cobra, so your hands are spread and they're close to your chest and your feet together and lift up through the crown of your head. Or you can do Salabhasana, so your feet are together, hands by your side, and then you lift up through the crown of your head, get your shoulders away from your ears, and have your arms come up, really engage the triceps, and then lift the legs, whatever you can do. It doesn't matter how high, it's expanding the lungs, opening them up, breathing in fully. Feel your strength, feel your immune system strengthening right now as the lung capacity is increasing. Breathe in fully, opening up the lungs. And on your next exhale, coming down, resting, taking your head to whatever side feels good, and breathing in for 4, out for 6, and then when you're ready, one more time, whatever you want to do, Cobra or Salambhasana. So lifting through the crown of your head with both of them feet together, really opening up the lung space. If your arms are back, have them be really strong. Have your legs strong. So think about lengthening through the crown of your head. Lengthen through your toes. Have your lungs expand here. Breathe into them. And then on the exhale, coming down, taking your head to the other side or whatever feels good, maybe on your chin. Beautiful breathing, lovely. Thanking yourself for taking time for you. And then using your hands, we're gonna come up to all fours. Gonna do fire hydrant. So a lot of us have been sitting and the hips, it's not good for the hips. So spread your fingers as wide as you can and shoulder over wrists and hips over knees, shoulder width apart, and lengthen your neck. And you're just gonna take your knee and you're gonna draw circles slowly with your breath, opening up the hip. Have your arms be strong and just use your breath to say, hello, hip. Sorry I sat too much yesterday. And then go the other way, opening it up, releasing any tension. We hold a lot of stuff in our hips, so it's just great to treat them. And then coming back, and then just doing a little circle or do what feels good right now to your body. And then coming back into all fours, make sure you're lined up well. And then do this side with your breath, full inhalation, and then even fuller exhalation. Moving with your breath, opening up the hip on this side. Notice how this side feels. And then go the other way. Keep your neck relaxed. And then just with your feet, your knees together, go back in child's pose. Just for 5 to 10 breaths here. Make sure your forehead is on something. If you can't reach the mat, then put a block or a pillow so your forehead is on the mat or on something, so you're activating your intuition, your intuitive chakra. Really important right now. Because when it's activated, then you can listen and hear what your body's really longing for. Sometimes in this pose, I say, what does my heart long for right now? How can I be 1% kinder to myself? One more big breath, letting it all out. And then coming up, we're going to go into plank. Really great immune booster. So you're going to push through your heels. Your feet can be hip width or maybe a little wider. The wrist, elbow is really important. Just don't have your shoulder up. You can have your hands even slightly forward if you want, but shoulders over wrists, abs up toward your spine. Lift through the crown of your head, push through your heels. Breathing in for 4, out for 6, and then lifting with your thumb up. And when you lift your arm, alternating arm lifts, make sure you don't go higher than your shoulder. Keep your abs up toward your spine. Maintain your plank. And just appreciate your strong body that you can even do this. One more inhalation. On the exhalation, one knee down. Go wide into child's pose. Hands forward. Buttocks back. And really breathe here. Breathe in for 4 count. Breathe out for 6 count. And then coming up, you're going to bring your knees closer in and we'll just go into a down dog. And keep your knees bent. Your hamstrings aren't quite warmed up. You can't even take your legs wide and move around. Maybe bend one knee and one leg straight to get in there and stretch those inner thighs or whatever feels good. Maybe you want your elbows bent. Listen to your body. And then coming back into a down dog. Rolling your shoulders open. And then you're going to inhale your right foot forward. Grab a block if you have one. You don't need one. We're going to come into triangle. So here in this position, your right foot is facing the front of your mat and the back of your right heel is in the middle of your left foot. And you want your left toes slightly forward, and this is a long stretch, like 3 to 4 feet. The front of your body is facing the length of your mat. You're not facing the end of your mat. So sometimes I'll use my hand to bring this hip open. So have your legs be strong here. Like press into the outside of your left foot and really feel the right foot. So this pose really releases the fascia around our lungs. It's a very powerful pose. So we're going to start with our palms up with your thumbs back and your little pinkies forward. So you're opening up this space even more. And then keep that opening and then just gently roll your hands over. And you can tilt this hip to the left and then reach towards the right as far as you can go, and then take your right hand on your calf, or if you have a block on your block, whatever works for you, and then lift up with your left hand. Really separate the fingers. Feel this opening in the heart space and your lung space, and keep this left leg strong. Press into the outside of the left leg. Maybe see if you can lift your middle right toes. So expand here. If your neck is sore, if it's too much on your neck to look up towards the left hand, then just look straight ahead. Do what's comfortable for you. So we're really opening up the hips, releasing tension in the shoulders. So see if you can equalize the feeling of length in your torso here. Think about equalizing the length in your torso, keeping the left hip open. And then inhale, coming up, grabbing the block if you have one, and we're just going to switch. So now your left toes are going to go facing the end of the mat. You're going to drop your right heel and just see if the left heel's lined up to the middle of the right foot. And then again, make sure this right hip is open. The legs are strong. And then palms up, opening up the lung space, the heart space. Thumbs back, little pinkies up. And maintain that opening, and then just gently hands. And then you can make this hip. And then reach forward. And then dropping down on your calf or a block, whatever works best for you. And then reach up, spread your fingers. And again, if it's comfortable for your neck, look up towards. If it's not, just look ahead or look down. Don't strain your neck. So really strengthen the back leg. Press into the outside of that foot. Open up the lung space here. Really let that fascia release. Release, boosting your immune system. Breathing in for 4, out for 6, and then coming up when you're ready, bringing your feet together. Hope you're doing great, feeling stronger. So I'm going to have you grab a strap or a belt or a scarf, whatever works for you, and we'll stand like in Tadasana position. And we're going to take the strap and hold it above our head. And you'll know in a minute if you need to let the strap out. Because when we start doing this and you find out that your arms are collapsing, then that means you need to let out more. So when you start doing this and your arms collapse, just let out more on the strap. So being in this position, stand really, really, really tall. And then make sure your shoulders aren't up by yours. Drop your shoulders, arms are straight. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to take your straight arms and that strap or belt all the way back. Let out more if it's too much. If you have rotated cuff injury, don't even do it. So it should feel kind of yummy if you've been at a computer and internally rotated a lot. So use your breath. You inhale up and you exhale back down. Inhale up. On the exhale back down, have those shoulder blades come closer together. Yes, beautiful. Inhale up. And doing one more. Really letting that go on the exhalation. Ah, woo, beautiful. Thank you for doing that. That is a good one. All right, the next one, it really comes up for boosting the immune system. It's also great for digestion, which will help get toxins out and fight infections. So lift the toes, spread them, place them back down. So that just supported your ankles and lifted your arches. So that's good. You want that in any standing pose. So we're going to go into chair. We're going to do revolve chair. So when you sit back on this imaginary chair, make sure you can look down and see your beautiful toes. If you don't, then you're probably not in the right position. So just lean back and check out your spine. You want your spine really long, lifting through the crown of your head and your arms straight up. And when your arms are straight up in this pose, it's best to look straight ahead and not up or down. And then we're going to place our palms together at our heart center. And if you want to sink down deeper, you can. And then your left elbow is going to go on the outside of your right thigh. And you're going to press your palms together. Press, press, press. Use the elbow on the knee to really get into this twist. Open up the lung space on this right side. And possibly what happened is your right knee went back. So push it forward so your knees are even. And really press. Notice what's happening with your abdominal muscles right now. Just pay attention to that. Let these organs be healed here, be massaged. And then coming forward into prayer. If you need to come up and stand, do so. Otherwise, go to the other side when you're ready. Press, press, press. Check your left knee, push it forward so the knees are even. And really pressing into that right elbow into the left thigh so you can get a twist in here. Let those organs be healed. Let all the toxins you've built up release here. Building up your immune system. Inhaling forward, arms straight up, and then exhaling into your feet. Woo! Shake out your legs. Wonderful. Let's see. We're almost done. Two poses that really came up. We're going to do happy baby, and then we're going to end up with legs up the wall. So get into happy baby pose, which is a very deep hip opener. And it really wrings out toxins and relaxes your mind, this one. So think about a happy baby if you've been around one lately. They're such great teachers, aren't they? So I hold on to the outside of my feet, but let your hips really sink into the mat. And by rocking side to side in happy baby, it helps stimulate the kidneys and digestion. really getting more benefit out of the pose. So do what feels best, and maybe you want your legs straight, maybe you like your knees bent. Let those hips release. Let your mind calm even more. Let your beautiful baby be happy and be at peace right now. And then the last pose is legs up the wall. In this room, I really don't have a wall, so I'm gonna do a block, and I'll show you that in a minute. But if you have a wall, like if this was the wall right here, have half of your cheek up the wall. You're going in sideways, half your cheek on the wall, so that when you come here, then your butt is right against the wall. So when you go into it, you have to have half your cheek up the wall. I'm just trying to... And if you don't have a wall like me, I'm going to use a block. I'm going to put it under my sacrum, and then I'm going to raise my legs up. And whichever way you're doing, make sure your outer shoulders are into the mat and your whole lung space, upper lung space, is open. If you have a block under your sacrum, it should feel good. If it doesn't, the block's either too high or too low. So just readjust, because it should feel very supportive. If you don't have a block, just legs up is fine. Use your breath. Letting go. Have longer exhalation. Breathing in for 4. Out for 6. And then if your legs are up the wall, some people like to stay there for Shavasana. But if you want to do Shavasana, you can get the props together like we had them in the beginning, propped up, or just get comfortable lying down. It is really the most important pose because you've just re-educated your entire body, mind, spirit, and it's all integrating and assimilating now. And if you just jolted out of here without doing that, you're kind of robbing yourself of the integration period. So drink it in. Take a big breath in and ever so gently let that go. Take another big breath in, completely releasing that. Keeping your eyes gently closed, bend your knees. And mindfully roll to a side, whatever side feels best to you, and roll over on a side and make sure your head is supported. Grab that pillow or use your palms so you're almost like in fetal position. And keeping your eyes gently closed, you can use your palms to press into the floor to make your way into a comfortable seated position. We'll put our palms together at our heart center. And just take the tips of our fingers and bow our head down, thanking ourselves for taking time for you to heal yourself, to create quiet time. Hands back to your heart center. May we all let our light shine today from my heart to your heart. Namaste.